All right, time is now 6:39, and I'm calling this meeting to order. Spanish interpreters, please announce yourselves and put your information in the chat.
Good evening. Buenas tardes todos y bienvenidos a esta reunión virtual híbrida. Le invitamos a que escuchen y participen en español. Para poder hacerlo, por favor, marquen el 347-966-4114 y el código de la conferencia, que es el 775-248-86 y el signo numeral. Repito, para participar y escuchar en español, marquen el 347-966-4114 y el código de la conferencia, que es el 775-248-86 y el signo numeral. Por favor, mantengan sus micrófonos apagados para evitar ruido de fondo. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. And can I recording Secretary Latifah Lewis please do roll call?
Good evening, everyone. President Quentin Meziton.
Here.
First Vice President Lauren Clavin. First Vice President Lauren Clavin. Is Lauren on? Lauren. Okay, we'll come back. Second Vice President Utah Chen, also running late. Our Recording Secretary Latifah Lewis, I'm here. Treasurer Tanya Went. Here. Member Julissa. Member Luzal.
Here.
Member GK Kalyanara.
Yes. Yeah.
Member Paquita Williams.
Here.
Member Simone Donbach.
Here.
Member Jennifer Sobers.
Here.
Member Arizu Tamechi. Absent. Member Jada Crawford.
Here.
Okay.
Amazing. We show up. Thank you, Councilmember Latifah. And next, Simone, Councilmember, would you mind explaining the chat features and letting everybody know about the speaking order?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Dorinda. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our May calendar meeting. The chat is now open. Please remain kind and respectful, especially when in disagreement. We will not accept hateful comments and will close the chat if participants don't adhere. If you would like to make a public comment, please type your name and speak. You can sign up until what time? 8 p.m.? 7:30. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Tanya and Jennifer, if you guys don't mind monitoring speakers list, we can have that. Again, that speakers list is until 7:30 if anybody wants to speak up. All right. Well, good evening again, district and community. I just want to say thank you for showing up tonight. All nights we do know parent teachers and the conversations. You do acknowledge
A terrible echo.
for even showing up tonight as well. And I also want to take this time out to thank our fellow council members. Behind the scenes, our council members and our administration are working tirelessly, and I just want you to know you're not going unseen. We value you as a district. I value you personally because you keep this district and this council great as always. And next, I do want to talk about a couple of holidays that we're about to celebrate this month. With Mental Health Awareness Month. To watch your mental health. Asian American Pacific Island Heritage Month. It's also Jewish American Heritage Month. It's also Mother's Day, which we all come from mothers, where every day is Mother's Day, but we also give them an extra day. And it's also National Nurses Month. Thank you, nurses. You guys do a lot. And today's May Day. International Labor Day. See? Wow. It's also National American Stroke Awareness Day. It's also Skin Cancer Awareness Month and National Colon Rectal Cancer Awareness Month. It's also Lupus Awareness Month, and it's also Buddha's birthday month, and of course, Happy Memorial Day. Buddha. Yes, Buddha himself. Hey, we try to stay on top of these holidays. But you're chipping in and out. Oh, and you're hearing a terrible echo. In the chat, they're saying that we're
Still have the speaker on?
everybody's on mute.
Not just muted, your speakers off are need to be completely off.
Can you hear me better now without the chippy? Yes.
Much,
Awesome.
much better. Thank you.
All right, so yes, we're gonna have I just want to acknowledge that we did have a presentation tonight from Central, but this has been rescheduled to next month due to some things out of our control. Other than that, we still have our superintendent here tonight, and I want to personally welcome our superintendent, Dr. Blake, as our first speaker of the evening.
Good afternoon and good night, families, community. I just want to say that to add to the list, today is National Principals Appreciation Day. So I just want to lift up and celebrate all our principals, Principal Tushman, and all the principals who are on tonight. I just want to say congratulations for doing the great work of D28. As usual, we have 4 particular goals, specific goals that we are lifting up every month. It's about proficiency in literacy, as well as in mathematics. And also we're trying to chip away at the chronic absenteeism and to lift up parent engagement in the district. That's our particular goals, our specific goals as a district. And as we know that District 28 is really focused on getting our students to the next level of readiness. We are a K through 8 district, and our duty is to make sure that our kids are ready, our children are ready for the next level of readiness, moving from K to first grade and so on and so forth. And I just want to say that together we celebrate our differences because we understand that woven into those differences is a knowledge that offers us unlimited possibility to learn and expand our knowledge and commitment to all humanity. So that is the theory of action for District 28. Just with some specific updates, District 28 around the mathematics, we know that we have been pushing New York City reads. This time we are looking at New York City solves, where the goal is to ensure that all New York City students develop mathematical skills, which is a critical requirement and a foundation for careers and for lifetime success. So we are rolling out the New York City reads. It's around 5 particular shifts in mathematics. And as they mentioned, beginning with sense making rather than modeling, it's called sense making. We shared low floor, high ceiling tasks for kids. This course is around developing understanding. And we look at this as an asset-based model where kids come in with some knowledge and we take them from where they are. And the whole idea is to share high quality instructional materials for all our scholars. The next one is around our attendance. We know that as a district, we are plagued with chronic absenteeism, but our goal by June 2025, the district is open to increase by 2 percentage points from 90.7 to 92.7. Right now, a glance at our overall attendance, we're at 92.4%, well on target as compared with the cities at just 90%. So we're still hovering above the city. Our chronic absenteeism, last year we were at this stage at 34.8, and now we're at 31, so we're doing better than we did last year. And of course, in all 35 schools, because we have 35 schools, one of which is a pre-K center, we have kids attendance averaging at 91%, which is really, really good. We know that our community is also plagued with so many types of insecurities. One of them is housing insecurity. And despite that, we have 89% of those kids are still in schools. That is to be commended. And our attendance, most recent attendance for the day is 92%. So we are doing well when it comes to attendance. One of the big achievements of our district is about class size reduction. And I'm proud to say that we as a district, we have a large number of schools. Majority of our schools were given approved class size funding. So where the district will be able to be in compliance, at least for now. So even though the class size is a statewide mandate that aim for full compliance by 2020. It's a phased-in system, but by 2028, we're open to be in full compliance. The plan requires kindergarten through third grade classes to have no more than 20 students in those classes. Grades 4 through 8, no more than 23 students. And for high schools, 25 students. District 28 has received funding allocations, as I said before, for 190 new teachers and 4 assistant principals across the district for our approved schools. So that is really, really a moment for pause and celebration, where our kids will not be bunching up in the class and they have been, you know, teacher per student ratio will be efficient and sufficient for us to teach our students. Right now, what's happening in our school is that testing is on the way. The state testing is on the way, and our district is proud to support every school throughout this important time. So everybody in my office is totally empty because the members are in the school supporting the teachers and the students around testing. Parents rally behind our amazing students. That want to thank the parents for affording us to work together as partners and encouraging them to stay positive, to help our scholars to stay positive and focused and to do their very best. We believe in their potential and they are capable of achieving great things. So what are we having with us at the completion of the English as a window? We're looking at the New York State Mathematics Assessment grades 3 to 5 is coming up. New York State ELA Assessment grades 3 to 5, that just went by. And the nicest lot is our exam for our students, our IEP students, multiple language learners, and English language learners students. We were thrilled to understand that there was an announcement by Mayor Eric Adams and the New York City Public Schools Chancellor Melissa Aviles Ramos to expand our New York City Reads and Solves program to 186 additional schools across 14 districts. So this funding is really important for us to continue. It's not just a one-shot thing, but the funding will enable us to really do a great expansion where we can dive a little deeper into getting our scholars to be good readers, to be efficient readers, and also to be good mathematical thinkers as well. So there's funding for that, and our district is way ahead in terms of deciding on a particular curriculum focus for our district. What I have done is to ask the teachers and the schools to create a think tank where they can advise me as to what is the best curricular source around mathematics. And then from that, I'll take the advice and move forward. And of course, parents will have a survey as to the results of that as well. So the next thing is congratulations to 2025 Respect for All schools. We know all our schools are Respect for All, but these schools, I want to elevate them, that they did a very good job in being congratulated. PS 55, PS 40, Samuel Huntington, PS 54, PS 139, the Regal Park School, PS 160, Walter Francis Bishop, and PS 21, as well as PS 196, the Grand Central Parkway. So all these schools, among other schools, are leading the way with Respect for All. They did a very good job. The next one is it's on every parent's lip. It's about summarizing, right? The summarizing applications are now open. And the admission, the following is a timeline to help you keep track of all important dates for the upcoming summarizing admissions process. April 24, that would have gone by. Summarizing results should be there. If not, then we can expect it to be, to be announced pretty soon from now. The parents will be informed. May 6th is the acceptance deadline, and students who have not received a seat will be placed, May 8th rather will be the acceptance deadline, and students who have not received a seat will be placed on a wait list. So they're doing this thing very fairly. If a seat becomes available, the school will send offers to families based on the order in which they are placed on the wait list. So that is controlled by Central. The only thing we can do as a district is to be able to be open and ready to receive our scholars during summarizing. And our principals are all ready for that as well, with the supervision. 2025 citywide conference for school and district leadership teams. We had a very successful conference. The focus was on the achievement of New York City Public Schools mission, which is to ensure that each student graduates on a pathway to rewarding career and long-term economic security, equipped to be a positive force for change. So I want to give a huge thank you to our very own Sonia Royder, who did a very great job with Shirley Alban, Randy Garay for hosting a very informative workshop on empowering and elevating SLT and DLT, and the pictures indicate that we just had this last Saturday. The next one, the Queensborough President, State of the Borough. Queensborough President Donovan Richards announced significant investments in his State of the Borough address, focusing on affordable housing, economic development, and public safety. He emphasized the importance of community engagement and collaboration to achieve these goals. He also highlighted plans to improve infrastructure, green spaces across the borough. So on behalf of District 28 school community, we extend our heartfelt thanks to Borough President Richards and his team for his unwavering dedication to District 28 and the Queens community at large. So this is it in terms of a little snapshot of what's happening in our district. Thank you very much for your attention to those details. And later on, you'll meet one of our principals who will be giving another presentation and another innovative activity in our district around AI. So thank you very much for your attention and have a great evening.
Thank you, Dr. Superintendent Blake, for all those great results. And you mentioned 119 new teachers. That's going to be phenomenal, especially when it comes to Teacher Week, which I forgot to mention is next week. Acknowledge your teachers. So congratulations, teachers.
All the principals.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
The principal.
we can't have great teachers without good leadership, which is from our principals, because it is also Principals Month,
Appreciation Day.
National Today's Principal Appreciation Day. All right, so we want to also acknowledge all the principals here at our meeting tonight. Please put principal in front of your names so I can formally acknowledge you, and you can get all the hearts and flowers that you deserve for leading the ship, taking care of our students, making our teachers smile, and just doing all you do. And next up at this teacher appreciation and principal love that we celebrate in our district, we have our own we have our own principal, Angela Tishman. Please grace us.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, they'll hear you out there. We're just music.
Okay. Feedback is okay? Okay, so good evening, everybody. I am Angela Tishman. I am one of the principals in District 28. I'm very proud and excited to be here with you this evening. I'm going to do a brief presentation for you, just a few minutes, on artificial intelligence and some discussion around the ways that we could be using it as adults in our own lives and the way that schools are beginning to use it across the district. So just give me a moment here to share my screen. And I'm going to, there we go. Okay, can you see my slides? Good, okay. So artificial intelligence, District 28 has been doing a small pilot across the district for about a year now, kind of figuring out the best ways that we can use and harness the power of AI in our schools. But to start, let's talk about what AI is. So AI is used to mimic human intelligence to solve problems, and it has the ability to evolve from the mistakes that it makes. And over time, as the AI engine gets to know the user, it evolves to be more and more precise in what you're asking it for. So what is the difference between AI and a search engine, right? So a search engine is something like Google. A search engine is used to find information. So we would go on Google to say, tell me what ingredients are in a chocolate cake. And that you could get from AI. From a search engine such as Google. But AI is a tool that you can organize information from lots of different places to give you a response response and to take new information and put it all together to give you a new document or tool or video. And I'm going to walk you through some of that. So for example, again, you know, what ingredients are in a chocolate cake, you would Google, but I have these 10 ingredients in my house. What can I make with them is where you would use an AI platform. So AI should always be used responsibly. And the first thing is that we need to understand this as adults so that when we begin to use AI more frequently with our students and in our school buildings, that everybody has a shared understanding. And these are the norms that were shared for the district for how we should be using AI. It should be used as a tool. It should be used to build our capacity, our understanding, and engage in critical thinking. It is to be used to make our workloads easier, to be that human aspect, that human brain aspect when we can't get to all of the competing interests in our world. AI should be used to guide our thinking. It is not to be used to think for us or to replace us. And I think that's a common concern with people around the beginning to use AI. Like, is this going to replace me? Is my job going to be gone? You will always need teachers. You will always need a human brain and a human touch. So I tell you this tonight to say, don't be scared of AI. And I want to show you some ways that it can make your life easier and how we are using it and plan to use it across our classrooms. So our community expectations are in our schools that we're using it responsibly, that we're using AI to collaborate with one another, give access to things that maybe everyone may not have access to. It's an opportunity to brainstorm and bring all of our information together and share it in a more digestible platform or easier to use documents, again, videos, things like that. AI can be used and should be used for such things as translation, things such as taking documents and making them more user-friendly for students and even parents, and cutting out maybe some of the jargon that we would see in certain documents. And it really should be used to bring everybody together and not to kind of isolate anyone. So that's our hope with AI. So how can we as adults harness the power of AI? Everything from something as simple as creating a meal plan or a recipe to say, "Ay, what am I going to cook this week for dinner?" You could go on ChatGPT, for example, and say, give me a meal plan for a family of 5 for the week for 3 children who are picky eaters and only like chicken, macaroni, and cheese. And AI could give you a well thought out 7-day meal plan. So that's a great thing. We as adults can use AI to create a travel itinerary. So say perhaps you want to go on vacation with your family this summer, you want to explore a new place, but you don't know where to get started. Back in the day, we would go to a travel agent. Now we don't need to do that. You can simply go into an AI tool and you can say, give me a travel itinerary for a family of 5, and I keep saying 5 because that's my family, 3 adults and 2 children traveling to Tennessee for the first time. We would like to see important historic landmarks. We would like some family-friendly restaurants, and we would like some downtime by the pool. Give me a great hotel to stay at and a 5-day itinerary, and it will give you bulleted, and I'll show you some of that, for example, in a moment. You can use AI to take your thoughts and ideas to generate a letter, generate an email. Perhaps you want to build a resume. You want to write a cover letter. You want to respond to an email, but you don't know exactly what to say. AI can help you. You can say, I want to reply to this, and I want it to be friendly, exciting, and enthusiastic. And these are my main points. And you can give that to the AI, and it'll give you back a really great email. It can suggest items for you to buy, wear, or people to contact. So AI already lives in your life, whether you realize it or not. So if you are on something like Facebook, for example, you'll often see people you may know. That's due to AI. You may see commercials for products that you feel like, wow, I just searched that on Amazon. How does it know that I need a new air fryer. And it's now feeding you the ideas for a new air fryer because that's AI. It can correct and suggest text in your writing. It can translate. It can give you text that's simpler to understand, and it can support our jobs and our education. So that's just some ways that we can use AI. So how can we use AI in the classroom? And how are schools using AI in the classroom? Because we're all doing it just a little bit differently. And again, that starts with getting the adults in the room familiar and comfortable before we can expect them to begin using it with students. And that goes for our parents and our teachers. So in the classroom, we can use AI to oversee student activity online while they're using devices. So for example, schools use a software that is on the teacher's laptop where the teacher can see what all the students in the room are doing to make sure that they are on their devices and they're doing the right thing on their devices. That's called Go Guardian. Many of our schools use that. And Go Guardian says to the teacher, these are all the tabs that Angela Tushman has open on her laptop. Should she have all these tabs open on her laptop? This is what she's doing right now. She's playing Minecraft. Should she be playing Minecraft in the classroom? So Go Guardian is a great tool for teachers to use in that aspect. There are other tools that can provide immediate feedback to students on their work products. So say, for example, they're working on a writing piece and they're waiting for the teacher to give them feedback. They can use an AI tool to give them that feedback while they're waiting for the teacher to make it even better. It can streamline paperwork. It can create resources for the classroom, including charts, rubrics, websites, images, all kinds of things. It could take text and turn it into videos for children who may have a difficult time reading or digesting difficult text. It can translate information for us. So all of these things are really great. So we don't want to be scared of AI. We want to be able to use it to our advantage, but using it responsibly, like I said. Some suggested AI tools are ChatGPT. ChatGPT is blocked in the Department of Education, but you can use that at home. That's that kind of engine where it can give me a recipe, give me a travel itinerary, that type of thing. Translate this document for me, make this letter better. Then we have Microsoft Copilot, which is very similar to ChatGPT, but that's an approved DOE software, and we are able to use it within the school buildings. It's built into DOE or New York City Public Schools. Sorry, I'm old. I keep saying DOE. New York City Public School staff all have access to Copilot. Magic School. Magic School is a tool that many teachers are already using. That Magic School can create rubrics. It can give students feedback. It can create documents for the teachers to use in the room, and students can also interact with Magic School. These are open AI sources, by the way, that anyone can access. Canva, creating PowerPoint, slide decks, images, flyers. A lot of times you get a flyer home from the school. Generally, it's made with Canva or Adobe or some other system that has generative AI built in. Gemini and Adobe. Adobe is found in Teach Hub, and students and staff can access Adobe. So let me give you a quick example. Hopefully it works when I click on this to switch screens. So did you see my screen switch? Okay, great. So this is an example of an actual product that a teacher in one of our District 28 schools did with their students. So they're preparing for the ELA state test. They gave the children this task. They asked the students to read a passage called Unearthing the Arabia. They then had to respond to 2 short response questions. Each short response question, students are expected to rephrase the question, answer the question, give a text detail, write an analysis, and support their claim. So, sure. Yes. There you go. Okay, so the teacher uploaded what the assignment was, what the grade level was, what her rubric was, and she uploaded the text itself. Okay, and so this was one of the responses that the student provided in that task that they were asked. Okay, so this is just an example of a student answer to the activity that the teacher had them do. And just for time's sake, I'm going to go quickly. This was the generative AI feedback that was given to the student immediately. So the student turned in their work on Magic School, and it gave them the areas of strength, their areas of growth, feedback. So for example, it says, watch your punctuation when incorporating quotes. For example, in this, and it gives the students quote, and it shows them where their mistake would go. It said the period should go after the quotation marks. That's immediate. And yes, that's great work for a teacher, but the teacher has 25 to 32 kids sitting in front of them. So why have to wait for that, right? Where this can happen very, very quickly. So that's just one example of how a teacher could use that in the classroom. Oops, too many tabs open. So that's just one example from Magic School. And then I'll give you a quick example from Copilot, which, like I said to you, is similar to ChatGPT, but we can't access ChatGPT in a school setting. So I could put in Copilot. Quentin, where do you want to go on vacation? Okay, so give me a travel plan for a family of 7, 8. For a first trip. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Hold on, let me share. Let me pick the right screen, sorry. Bless you. Good. First trip to Hawaii. We want to see nature and history and great places to eat. Boom. And there you go. You're going to Hawaii. It says nine days, so I can say make the trip for 6 days, not 9. So I don't have 9 days to go. Sure, here's a revised 6-day plan. And there it is. And it'll tell you what to do each day. Okay. Let me go back. And one more thing I will show you, and then I'm going to stop using too much of my time because I think I'm already over. Last thing is Adobe, and Adobe is available in Teach Hub for students and staff. And it does everything from create documents, so you can create a website, a newsletter, a flyer, and you can create a beautiful image in AI to maybe go on your flyer. So I need an image of people gathered in a school drinking coffee and reading books. Can you see my screen? Okay, and it doesn't even care that I spelled things wrong. And there it is. And if I don't like that one, there's other choices.
Some coffee.
So I show you all that to say We are doing amazing things with AI in our schools. Our students have the power of this at their fingertips. Our teachers have the powers of this at their fingertips. And so parents, don't be scared. We are using AI responsibly in the district. We are ensuring that our staff and our students are doing it responsibly and that they're not scared either. Because as you can see, it will do a lot of great things for us. It makes our workload easier. As a principal, I use it to make my workload just a little bit easier. Sometimes I use it to search for great resources. If I've given it, an observation for a teacher and I say, try next time to do more small group instruction focused on this particular standard, I can go into a generative AI platform and say, give me a resource for a second grade teacher to do a small group, a reading around small group instruction that will strengthen their practice. And it'll give me 10 resources that I can quickly share with that teacher. So there's a lot of power out there. And with great power comes great responsibility. But I thank you for your time. I hope that was helpful. I have no problem giving you the deck so you can share
Yes,
it with the
please.
links in it.
Thank you again, Principal Tushman. And I just want to acknowledge she's here in person, holding it down. She's sitting at the other end of the table with us. We have Panera Bread, just in case anybody thought about coming and you change your mind at the last minute. You're missing out on some good food, but we will have food next month too. But thank you again for showing up in person and giving us such a good demonstration, a good presentation. While she was talking, I went to ChatGPT and asked my ChatGPT, what makes District 28 great? Give me 3 top reasons. So I was actually I was nervous, but first, diversity and inclusion. District 28 is one of the most culturally and linguistically diverse districts in New York. Second, strong community and school partnerships. Collaboration between schools, parents, and community organizations and local leaders is unmatched. And third, commitment to excellence and innovation. From top-performing schools to innovative programs, STEM, arts, and special education, District 28 consistently leads with forward-thinking initiatives that aim to meet unique needs of every student, especially in supporting D75 and special populations. So yeah, now listen, I'm not fact-checking that. That's true. So no, thank you again, Principal Tushman, for just giving that to us and telling me I should go to Hawaii for 6 days. I appreciate that. And I want to take this time out to acknowledge our district office for keeping us great. Dr. Hall, if you want to bring any greetings this evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Quentin, for the opportunity to just say hello. Good evening to our CEC. I love that even AI knows we're the best. Even AI knows that we're a great district. And Angela, you quoted Spider-Man, right? With great power comes great responsibility. And I love that as a community, parents, teachers, school leaders, district team members, we all come together and we use our power, we use our expertise to build each other up, right? That's the responsibility that we each have, and we use that collective responsibility to build each other up as a district. Nateefa, it was great seeing you on Saturday at the citywide conference, and that was a great opportunity for us to connect there. And Sonia, and I think Dr. Blake mentioned this, Sonia and Shirley Aubin, thank you for being there. Again, it was a show of collaboration within our district where both Sonia and Shirley shared with teachers, parents, and leaders across the city how their voices can be empowered through the SLT structure and through the DLT structure. So it was just great to be in community with our district over the weekend and again on this call this evening. So I look forward to engaging with everyone for the rest of the evening. Thank you, Quentin.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. Thank you, Councilmember Nateefa, working off the clock. We love when we do get into other things. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Hall or Dr. Benoit. Dr. Benoit.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes, thank you so much, President Mezitin, and the CEC for always partnering with us. I just want to say happy Principal Appreciation Day to our wonderful, committed, principals, leaders in the Great 28. And to all of our teachers, happy Teacher Appreciation Week next week to all our wonderful teachers and educators in the Great 28. Thank you for the opportunity, always.
Thank you. And last but not least, I'm going to give Vic a chance just to say hi because he's not a man of many words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Beautiful. And I want to also acknowledge our superintendent, Dr. Blake, and his deputy, Vic, are here in person, gracing us with their presence as well. So we really, really love when we have company. All right. And next, I just want to shout out our PEP representative, Adriana Alicia, our president for President's Council, Giselle Mendoza, and Queens High School President's Council President, Shernette Walters, and Community Board 6 and Community Board 12. Thank you for always standing up and showing up for us. And do we have any elected officials? Yes, elected officials, please, if you have anything you want to share with us. And first, I'd like to, I know I noticed you from from Senator John Liu's office, Sujin.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So my name is Sujin from State Senator John Liu's office. Please excuse me for not turning on my video because my house is currently under renovation and I don't think anyone wants to see a construction site in the background. So please excuse me. And right now, Senator Liu is in Albany working hard on the state budget negotiations. As some of you may already know, the budget is already a month overdue. The original deadline was April 1st, so we are hopeful things will wrap up this week. So, and once the budget is finalized, there will be 6 more weeks of session for other legislation, and then we'll be heading straight into graduation season. And while only one school in District 28 falls directly within our Senate district, District 16, Senator Liu would be more than happy to attend graduation ceremonies across the district. So as since he serves as the chair of the New York State Senate Committee on New York City Education, so if you would like to invite him to your school celebration, please feel free to email me at Soojin, SOOJIN, at johnliusenate.com or give me a call at 718-765-6675. Yep. That's it. Thank you. And we hope to celebrate with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I want to call Ari Innes.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us. I'm the Deputy Chief of Staff with the Office of State Senator Leroy Comrie. The Senator sends his greetings. He actually just came down from Albany today, but heading back either tomorrow or on Sunday again. As my colleague in Senator Liu's office stated, the budget is still ongoing. Senators and Assembly alike are still working hard to make sure that gets passed as soon as possible. Just want to give a couple of announcements regarding a couple of—
Excuse me, it didn't take my order.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No.
Okay. Hope she gets her order. So we have Protect Your Property, Avoid the Lien Sale event. This is for those of us who may have a water or sewer charge, property related charges, maybe your property may be at risk of being sold to a lien sale. The event is going to be on May 5th from 4 to 7 p.m. Queens Church of the Firstborn, 22601 Merritt Boulevard. Let me see. We're also going to be having Safeguard Your Legacy, Protecting Your Home After Death. That will be Wednesday, May 7th and May 14th. 6 p.m. via Zoom, and I will send those to CEC via email. for anyone who wants to register for those. You can also reach our office at 718-765-6359. And just a public announcement, our office is going to be closed for a little bit. We had a fire, small fire yesterday in the back of the office. So we are remote, but you can surely still reach us all. I'm going to put the phone number in the chat. So any constituents who want to reach us, reach out to us, please feel free to do so. We're still functioning, even though we're remote. Don't worry about it. Also, if any schools want certificates for their graduates, and the senator does try to attend graduations as much as possible, please reach out to us if you want certificates. There's a process that it has to go through Senate, and Senate will send it to the schools, and we'll give you that update as needed. But thank you all, and have a good night.
Thank you. And I also want to call on Tia Armstrong. You have to unmute.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I was having a hard time unmuting. I would keep it very brief because my background is loud. The Congresswoman does want to send her regards. She is in Washington, D.C. right now, and I do want to mimic Ari. If you guys want to have sorry. Can you hear me? Okay, feel free to contact our office at 718-358-6364. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you. And I know we don't have a lot of principals outside of our principal Tushman tonight because it is parent-teacher night. So we acknowledge that, and we know that a lot of principals are working hard behind the scenes, and even our own principal here has to leave because of that. But just want to acknowledge you guys. I want to also acknowledge all the teachers and the school staff, the paras and the helpers, and even the janitors. All of you coming together help all of us thrive. So I just want to show my support and thank you for just doing what you're doing. Next up on our agenda, I just want to leave this part for Simone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Clinton. So I planned to introduce this resolution to urge siting of a new of the high school into a new building. However, we had we learned that there is a little bit more information needed to actually pass the resolution, and so I would like to make the motion to take time to review the situation that we have in our district, and then pass this resolution or a revised resolution in our June meeting. And I also want to really say thank you to the entire council, because usually and this is something happening behind the scenes, we are not always on board with resolutions. And I was really happy that pretty much the entire council backed this resolution from the very beginning, because this specialized high school is in our district. It has been like really running on low battery for many, many years, and they deserve to have a space. And we were all on board with this, but we found out that and you all know we are way overcrowded and have too few buildings for new schools in our district and in Queens. And we found out that there are other schools who also have an interest. So before we pass something, I suggest to get all the information that we can get. And then I'm more than happy to revise or to pass this very resolution that we currently have. And I don't want to cause any trouble for us as a council. As I said, we are one team, and I really appreciate that you all were on board with this. But I also hope that sometimes when we do things with urgency, it doesn't have the best result. And so I hope that you agree to postpone it to to June, and then we can pass this resolution or a slightly revised one.
Second. Yeah, I think that's a fair.
Do a roll call. So it was, motion was made by Simone and seconded by Quentin. First Vice President Lauren Clavin, was Lauren able to, was Lauren able to join? Okay, I didn't see her. Second Vice President,
Oh, she's
Utah
here.
Chan, she's here. Can she unmute? The roll call vote, whether you support, postponing, that's all.
Yeah.
First Vice President Lauren Clavin. She able to unmute? Oh, I'm doing it. Okay, second Vice President Utah Chan,
I agree to postpone the vote.
Recording Secretary Nativa Lewis, yes. Treasurer Tanya White,
Yes.
Member Julissa,
Yes.
Member Luzal,
I prefer to move forward, but you know, if that's what I can.
so is it yes or no? Abstain, okay. Member GK Kalyanara,
Yes.
Member Paquita Williams,
Yes, we need one explanation.
Member Simone Lombard,
Yes.
Member Jennifer Sobers,
Yes.
Member Arisu Kamichi, absent, Member Jada Crawford.
Jada's here.
Yes.
Okay, President Quentin Mezitin.
Yes.
One more time, First Vice President Lauren Clavin.
Good evening, everyone. I signed on in the middle of, I'm not sure what we're talking about.
We were, a motion was made to postpone the vote on the, resolution to the next calendar meeting.
Yes.
So that's- Okay,
Hello?
all right, that's it.
How long do you want me to do this?
Thank you. And I want to give everybody another minute if you just came in to sign up to speak. I know we close it at 7:30, but I do know a few people might have showed up. And put speak in the chat and we can add you to the list. And next, I would also like to make a motion to put the public comment before our council members' comment this evening.
Second.
We got a second. Do we need to do a roll call vote? Nope. Noted. Great. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So next, I just want to give some rules for public comment. We will be going down the list, and everyone, there will be a timer for your public comment to 2 minutes. Please respect the timer as best as you can, given your comment, and let's see. Because we also just always want to remember it is a school night and it is parent-teacher night, so I know everybody's a little extra up. However, we do want to hear from you. So first up on our list, in person, is Jessica Zito.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that it's May. We're close to the end of the school year. I just have 2 items. One is for actually the parents and the families on the call to make sure you vote in the CEC election, right? It's pretty nice that now we all get to vote, and it used to be the mandatory members. And then for summarizing, there seems to be an issue with Russell Sage because you can both be on a wait list and get a seat. So somebody should look at that. Because that's a glitch within the system, so it looks like there's 2 programs at Russell Sage. And so, just somebody should look at that, because there could be kids that don't have a seat, but should have a seat, but they're waitlisted at the same time, it's very weird. And then just school safety, I know that the Community Board 6 has worked with the Transportation Committee and has resolved some issues around 175 and 144, but Metropolitan Expeditionary Learning School and the Mellis campus still has a lot of traffic issues, like we need another light, so people are taking a right or the Q23 and Q54 bus stop should be moved in front of the radiology department so that then it's just a bus and not people parking there. And then my other comment is that I'm hoping that the CEC helps spread the word for the bus route changes because that will impact a lot of students. Because there is a lot of changes going on with some of the bus routes around the school. So that's it. May the 4th be with you.
Thank you. Jessica is always one of our proud parents. Next, we have another in-person parent, Sasha Cruz.
All right, so wanted to talk about PS 139. So we recently connected with CB6 regarding the education budget request for the Department of Community Development, which is due at the end of the month, right? For fiscal year 2027, just want to make that very clear. We in PS 139 currently have Common Point, and we did get a grant through 21st Century, and it's just a grant, and it expires in the same year of 2027. It provides free after school for our families. We are a Title I school, so it is very important for our after school to be free. And it's set to expire the same year. So this puts hundreds of families at risk of losing access to these essential programs. Our parents rely on these free after school opportunities to support not only their families so that they could go to work, help stimulate the economy. As Common Point, they will need to reapply for the 21st Century grant in 2026, but that doesn't necessarily mean we'll get awarded the grant. So we need alternatives. So we want Beacon to be able to come at our school, whether we use Beacon through Community House, like he successfully got at 175, so kudos to you. And we heard very great feedback from from your parents at that school, and how it's just not only helping the school, but our community, like that after 6 o'clock, you know, families can still play pickleball or basketball, even on the weekends. So we really love what Beacon does and what it brings to our community. So we want Beacon at PS 139. We did sign a petition. I think we're at 100 right now. But we're gonna, once we get the signatures, we're gonna submit to the principal request, and then hopefully Dr. Blake, you'll be in support of bringing Beacon to our school. And we hope to have Beacon in 2027 at our school. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And everybody's staying in time. I don't know if that's intentional or just, but thank you. Our next parent in person, Annie.
Right here.
Yes.
Hi. I'll set my own time.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Hi, Mrs. Fishman. Hi, long time no see. Yes, how are you? Hi, hello, I'm Annie Cook, and ready for CEC 2025 to 2027. So be 2 years of volunteering, but I'm all game, and I'm working with a great group of CECs in my own school, 303, Utah. We have oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. No, let's Simone, GK. I'm a little nervous if you noticed, but I made some flyers and I've been working on campaigning my own neighborhood. And here we go. This is me, and well, it's happening, and I'm excited because I'll join a team just like this. And I saw my own eyes. I came here and I'm sitting down. I'm watching. I'm so impressed. I'm so happy to see everyone working together, and I'm ready to learn. So your shout out. And I'm all set. So thank you.
Thank you. Wait, put your thing on the screen.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Okay.
let them see it too.
Let's see. Hi. Okay. Hello all. This is my poster, and if you see them around town, this is me, Annie Cook. This is 2023 Annie Cook. My hair grew out, but still me. Still me in there. So thank you so much. I think I'm within the time. You guys can get back to business. All set. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Vanessa Sparks, Community Board. Let's see.
Good evening. My name is Vanessa Sparks. I bring greetings from the Education Committee of Community Board 12 on behalf of its chairperson, Latoya LeGrand, and Community Board 12 chairperson, the Reverend Carlene Thorbs. I just want to first thank the council for all the work that it has done this year and working so well and collaboratively with CB12. But I do want to just bring up one quick item. I'm glad that the resolution has been postponed to next month, but I'm going to speak on behalf of Community Board 12 and myself because the building in question does sit in Community Board 12 as well as District 28. Although many schools and proposed schools have been looking at that site, no school should go into that building unless it is a District 28 school. I'm going to repeat. No school should go into that building unless it is a D28 school. Now, with that being said, whatever school goes in there, it would be wonderful if their principal and their school leadership team would reach out to the community board since that school sits in our community. And because our education committee is so a very robust education committee, we want to make sure that whatever school goes in there is going to be an asset, not just only to the district, but to our community board. So again, I'd like to thank the council for postponing that resolution until next month. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Vanessa. And next we have our PEP representative, Adriana Alicia.
Good evening, everyone. Adriana Alicia, she, her, Queens CEC's representative to the PEP. I only have a couple of comments this evening. I want to echo comments earlier. Sorry, my dog. I want to echo comments earlier about the Great 28. I am a proud resident of District 28, and I shouldn't have a favorite, but it's hard to not have a favorite. Anyway, the next PEP meeting is May 28th at 6 p.m. It is going to be held in Staten Island at the Michael J. Patrides School. It's 715 Ocean Terrace is the address. Speaker sign up starts the day of at 5:30 and ends at 6:15. You can sign up to speak using the link that I included in the chat. However, speakership, being able to speak at the PEP, is limited to in-person speakers for the time being. If you're not able to come to the meeting, but you feel particularly strongly about one of the contracts that is up for vote, or if you feel particularly strongly about the school utilization proposals that are up for vote, please feel free to email the panel and CC me directly. I've included all of those email addresses there as well. And if you can't come to the PEP, you're not interested in sending anything, but you would like to view the meeting, you can access it remotely at the link at the bottom. The second thing that I would like to say is thank you to Vanessa, Ms. Sparks, thank you, who just spoke before me, and all of CB6 and all of CB12. We had a very effective meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I am very, very happy, like giddy happy to be able to share tonight that I got confirmation earlier today that we will finally be meeting with Ms. Rollins, who's one of the essential people at DOE to discuss utilization things with, and we're going to be meeting early next week. So I will have hopefully additional news to share. The focus of the meeting is going to be discussing upcoming and new capacity for our districts. Very exciting stuff. Thank you for letting me share. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. And now we have our own Jean Hahn.
Hi, everyone. I don't have anything prepared. I really just wanted to bring up the resolution, which I thought it's a good resolution. And I would encourage the council members to reconsider and take a vote on it anyway, because it's not about whether or not it's coordinated with the DOE, but it's more about expressing the sentiment of the families here. And we have an extreme chronic shortage of high school seats in this district. I understand that, you know, there may be some cleanup work on it, but it's really important that this message get expressed. And there is a new charter commission that has been convened by the mayor. One of the ideas that they're floating out is more housing. I just don't understand how we can be building more housing in District 28 without first alleviating the overcrowded school problem. You know, it seems like the right hand is not speaking to the left hand. And I really wish, you know, CEC 28 would speak to that, because it's really a big issue. We are probably the second most overcrowded district in the city. And not enough is being said about this with regards to real estate development and also infrastructure. Lastly, I've been hearing from parents in my district about dyslexia. Nothing seems to be moving on the dyslexia front. And it's something else that I think if the council could take a look at and do a resolution towards that, because we heard a lot of talk about the dyslexia screening, but I'm not sure that schools are actually seeing this. I'd like some data pulled if possible, if council members could look into that, see how many children and students are actually receiving the screening, and then what is actually being done once they have been assessed and diagnosed, because I can tell you that it's probably not happening at the scale that we need it to happen. So that's it. Thank you, principals. Happy Principal Day. Thank you, council members. Have a good night.
Now, thank you. Wow. Everyone stayed in time. Like, you guys are phenomenal parents. I already knew we're the great District 28. So I have no doubts. So anything mentioned that want to be acknowledged or spoken on? I know Dr. Hall, you always look like you're just ready. So I just want to is there anything you want to add to any comment this evening? Or you're good?
The only thing I would add is to the last comment, I think that was Jean Hahn, around the dyslexia screening. And Jean, you're right. We've had a lot of conversation around the dyslexia screening and the needs in the city, and particularly in our district. What I can say is that there was a recent press conference. Dr. Blake, myself, and our ELA implementation specialist the three of us were present. And the chancellor and the mayor did speak to some concrete next steps for this very purpose. So I'll wait for them to release to make the press release, but just know that there is forthcoming information around dyslexia screening for all students in the city.
Thank you. I just saw it in your eyes. I knew you had something. Thank you. And next, I want to have our council members' reports, and let's continue with this same energy of being concise and remembering it's a school night. So please, recording secretary.
Thank you, Quentin, President Quentin. First Vice President, Lauren Clavin.
I'm so sorry. I'm having trouble hearing where I am. Are we just is this our comments? Okay, yes. Yeah, so I want to say please to anyone in the audience, do not forget to vote. I know we had a little hiccup last week. It's very important that you consider the folks that are running. It was nice to see some people running show up here tonight. It's so important that you really get to know a little bit about the values of the candidates that are going to be serving on our CEC, and encourage your friends to vote. Help some folks walk them through the system, because it's not exactly user friendly, unfortunately. We'll get there eventually, but we're not there yet. And then I really want to thank my colleagues on the class size committee. I'm really appreciative of the efforts of Quentin and Simone in particular. And I just I'm really excited about the direction that the committee is taking. And I thank them for all their hard work on that. And that's all I have for this evening.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Second Vice President, Utah Chang.
Right. Thank you. I want to first echo what Lauren just said. I want to give a big shout out to the Special Education Committee, Simone and Quentin. There's their leadership. I think we made a lot of progress. That we discovered a lot of resources. That we helped a lot of parents. Meanwhile, I want to come back to the parent special education parent survey a little bit. Two things that kind of struck me was one is how satisfied a lot of the parents are. And I feel like the program is super valuable to a lot of the parents. And the other side is on the flip side, I feel like a lot of parents might not be getting the resources that are available for them, not only in the sense of getting screened, but also in the sense that getting their teachers' support and the school support. A lot of parents mentioned the possibility to have a universal screening so that parents who don't have the resources of the awareness of those programs can get help as well. I think that's super important. Yeah, so on top, after that, yeah, I also like to acknowledge it. This month is our Asian American Pacific Islander Month and also Jewish Heritage Month. And as a member of the community, I feel like it's the uniqueness that we bring into the table, into the community that makes this district great. And I feel like, yeah, the one I had an AI war with Quentin's ChatGPT by using Meta's AI, and the Meta actually mentioned one of the greatest thing we have is a community involvement, and I definitely echo that. All right, that's my report. Thanks.
Treasurer Tanya Went.
Hello, sorry, I had to start the timer for myself and get myself together here. I'll keep my report short. I attended LeadX's SLT last week. And yeah, just like all the other SLTs out there, right? They're looking over their CEP goals and getting ready for state testing. They have their ELA testing and their Regents exams are coming up. Progress reports are going to go out for them May 5th. Of course, they're prepping for graduation and all the good stuff that comes with year end. They've got a lot of good field trips coming up at this time of the year, including Medieval Times, Adventureland, bowling, the aquarium, the Bronx Zoo, an escape room, Museum of Moving Image, and Area 53. So they've got lots and lots of stuff going on. They did not apply for class size funds, so they didn't get any because they didn't apply. They just simply have no room. They are co-located, so the school is quite crowded as it is. Like my colleague said, please don't forget to vote for CEC elections. The deadline is May 13th. Yeah, please take the time to tell your other, parent and guardian, friends and people in your classes to vote as well, to take the time. There's really low voter turnout for it. So please, some people don't even know what CEC is. So please just encourage them to take a look and vote. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Tanya. Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis. For me, so Dr. Hall mentioned it already. Just wanted to say that it was another great citywide conference. I'm happy that they're moving it around the city a bit. I know and they do provide busing from the different areas. It is sometimes a little hard to get to, so I do believe that sometimes, depending on where it is, you get more representation. I am not sure how many D28 SLT or other leadership members were able to go out there, but I believe there were quite a number of interesting workshops, and I do advise you, those of you who are active in your school, or even if the membership have not sometimes mentioned these things, to consider going to those as you step into leadership roles, because one, you get to connect with other people who are in the city and sometimes experiencing whether it's the same issues, the same opportunities, resources or whatnot. So just wanted to say a shout out to the team, Dr. Hall and so forth in particular, who were, hosted some of the events. I also just wanted to make one note, and I'm so happy that the conversation around CC elections and voting has become more commonplace. I want us to remember that this is only the third time. This will only be the third time that the public is allowed to vote for CC elections. So there are still learning curves that are on there. But I also want to make sure that members in particular who are, Tanya, I think, beat me to put it in the campaigning guidelines. I just do encourage all of those who are running for any offices or so forth to make sure that you familiarize yourself with the guidelines so that we do not have any breaches in those parts. I know my time is up, but I just want to make sure that you do understand that while there's a lot of people working, you're not necessarily supposed to do it on any officially DOE sanctioned part. So good luck out there. Encourage everyone to vote, but make sure that you follow all the campaign guidelines. Thank you. Next, member Julissa.
Hi, sorry, I just have springtime allergies, so anyone who has it knows how miserable it can be. Thank you for that AI presentation, because that reminds me of Principal Burns at the time when he was principal of 217, one of the schools I'm the liaison. He lent me that book by the Khan Academy founder on AI and education, and that really did actually open my mind as well to being open to technology and education. And I agree that that book helped me understand that it's about resources and not having enough resources for our students. So technology can supplement. Of course, there's concerns. I have concerns too, as everyone else probably does with that. But I like the way you put it, human beings and technology together. I think, it's never a replacement, but more of supplementing. I have to return the book to him. So if anyone is talking to him, let him know. I was like, oh, I need to return that book to Patrick. I just wanted to also just express that I heard from many of my friends, their children didn't get into Summer Rising. And I'll just be transparent. I threw my daughter's name in the hat and I got in. And I just feel for those that didn't get a seat. I think that's a real problem. I'm going to actually relinquish my seat because I'll figure out some other way to cobble together some paid for camps and keeping my daughter at home. But I just want to say that that's really problematic, that so many families that I know, which is probably a small little portion of the district, but coincidentally, all of them said that none of them got a seat. Hopefully they get in with some families moving their plans around. Similarly, I heard about in the news, the free after school. And so same concern there, great, but how is that going to work for the whole district? And is it just another situation where we're just helping a small population? So I just don't know enough about that one, eager to learn. And then my last comments tonight are going to be a little cryptic because I don't want to get into it, but I'm going through a tough time personally with people approaching me, thinking they know something about my opinions and my stance on issues without actually having a conversation with me. So I just really urge everyone to, gather information, gather facts, ask questions, just approach people and ask open-ended questions. really actively listen before you make a judgment and before you go up to someone and start accusing them of things. Please just be open-minded. And I think now more than any time, we need that instead of being misguided and with your anger and resentment. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Member Luzal.
Thank you. Because I was kind of expecting, the resolutions, but because it's postponed, a little bit disappointed, to be honest. But I'm going to use my time to talk a little bit about it. First, thanks Simone to raise up that resolution. I think this is really important. I think I talked about that before too. This is not a new issue that popped up yesterday, right? So there's have been years. This building should not be continue to serve those students for years, right? And 2 years ago, we had a round, so they identify a location, cross street, and kind of rent it out and renovate. And we did walk through. Some of the CC member was joined that walk through. And then after that, they have a meeting, say, oh, they determined that location cannot be fit in as school, like wiring, whatever problem. Then there's a 2-year pass, nothing going to happen, right? So at that meeting, I already mentioned this new location. So that was the hope that this something can happen, So this is the thing. If we miss this, we don't know when something like that could come around. So it's going to take years, right? Identify a location and do all the work and all those things. So I think this is very important. We have this new location to be, to use for this very, prolonged waiting. And also we want to remind people, Queens High School for Science at York is one of the smallest special high school among the 8, and all the other, except Staten Island, have one school. All other 3 has 2 schools, and including one super large one, the big 3, so-called the original big 3. Queens at such a big, a district and so much need, only have 1 school and one of the smaller schools, right? So this is definitely a big need for people to reach out, like it's a very big local need. So that school, actually my son was admitted to it, so I did kind of open house visit. If you've been there, you know how honestly sorry state that is. It was really a turnoff, but still every year their cutoff score is on par with some big names. I think many years they're like a second or third highest score. Why? Because there's so many needs. People would rather sacrifice to go that place, even though it has no window, have to be in the basement or have no facility. Even next to York, but York doesn't have an obligation to give them all those facilities. Actually, they couldn't use, like their swimming team, they couldn't guarantee to use that pool, all those things. So it's very, sorry situation. So I urge people to consider this. We can do much. This is the one thing we can do just to raise that awareness. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Member GK Kalyanaraman.
Okay, thank you. I just want, am I okay? I just wanted to echo everyone. Okay, I'm okay, I think. I'm okay? Okay, good. Anyway, I want to echo everyone's sentiment here about the specialized high school and the resource that's available. I didn't know either that we were going to withdraw, but out of professional courtesy to postpone, I'm sorry. Out of professional courtesy to my colleagues, though I don't know all the details, I did, but I wanted to strongly emphasize that we have only 1 school, 120, I think, is the intake of the York school compared to intake of 800 at Stuyvesant, 1,000 at Brooklyn Tech. So Queens does not really have enough representation. I mean, the orders of magnitude. I think it's very, very important. And I'm amazed how this came about. So I want to express my support and concern at this. And then dyslexia is something that has been, I'm familiar with families that deal with the kids, and for some reason that has not gotten as much sharp attention, crisp attention, and intervention as someone mentioned, and that's something that we need to advocate what best we can. I want to thank you for that artificial intelligence thing. I don't want to say I'm big into it, but I do want to say philosophically one thing. But all that you said is wonderful for our kids, but in a larger sense, are the large-scale models, large-scale language models that we're thinking about, and are the heavily resource intense. That is this general worry about lack of equity, not only within our country and in geopolitics. Of course, there is a DeepSeek and Manus moments, but we are, I think, moving to some small language models and general artificial intelligence. So hopefully things will get better. In a broader scale, there's still some anxiety about that it may create greater inequity in societies, both here and larger things. Thank you all, and have a wonderful various kinds of heritages, Jewish, Asian American, Pacific Islander. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, GK. Member Paquita Williams.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Good evening, all. I want to just thank everyone for the presentation. Well, I'm okay. As far as my schools, I visit 80. Again, they want to thank you for the free after school program. There's still it's going on about 2 months. They're still working out some of the kinks. You can't satisfy everyone, but they're working on it. The parents, we want this. The school is like, we're giving you this, but they're coming together slowly, and hammering things out. So that's what that school, PS 80. My other schools, PS 99 and 196, I haven't visited. And, sometimes, and the real reason is because I don't want to, people are working, because I could come every day. I'm retired, but I don't want to be, like a nuisance. So I kind of like fall back, because I would be in the school all the time. So, I just want to, if there's anyone on the screen from the school, it's not that I've forgotten you or anything. I just want to like fall back a little bit, because I would be in there. I want to discuss what's going on here with this situation I heard. And, I said, let me just relax, but I'll get to you. But anyway, I'm still learning about the computer, AI. I'm a little nervous. Can I be really truthful? Can I talk to you like you're my girlfriend? I'm a little nervous about that. My children, I don't know about anybody else's children. My children are lazy already. So I remember the old days of I had to sound out the word, or I had to look up the word, or I had to write a paragraph using my thoughts. I want to know about giraffes. They have not an idea, and then they'll present it to you and say, oh, the giraffe neck is 7 feet tall. Only reading it, but never like really doing, research. So I'm a little nervous about that. I have, to be honest, I'm a little nervous. I don't know. That's, but I'm going to move. Like I don't want to stay in the 20th century. I want to move forward. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed and hope that it works out well for all. Yeah. So that I have children. I have two that was diagnosed with dyslexia, and during that time, I didn't know a lot about children with special needs, special education. I didn't know a lot about that. I have one. He's they wanted to tell me he was 8, and oh, his behavior. Oh, his behavior is so great. And I'm looking at them saying he can't read. I tried to do all of these things. He can read the fat cat. Okay, but when I took the words down and put them around, he couldn't figure it out. And I kept saying to the school, like, well, check and see, oh, Miss Williams, nothing is wrong with him. He's doing so well. And I said, well, just look again. And they did. And I said, oh, Miss Williams, he's dyslexic, so now that we know, what do we do? How do we teach him? Because I don't know. Because I used to, with my oldest son, I used to say, well, don't you understand? I'm not an educator. I don't have the patience. And they would tell me, no, Miss Williams, he doesn't understand. So now I know from my experience with him, with the little one, oh, okay, so he has dyslexia. Okay, so what do we do? What's going on? And I want to say kudos to his new teacher, Miss Robbins, who's been 2 years, and he can read. Now I can't talk about him. No, I can't spell in the car, girl, blah, 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 blah. Mom, I know what you're saying. So, it's still a work in progress is what I want to say. And that's about it. I think I did 2 minutes. I tend to, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We gotta get somebody gotta go like this. I'm sorry. But thank you for listening.
Thank you, Paquita. Member Simone Donbark.
Thank you. Yeah, please remind me. Lou, GK, everyone, thank you for agreeing to postpone. As I have said earlier, interrupted earlier, this is not to withdraw. It's just to get more information. We have an issue here in our district and in Queens. And I'm in full agreement that this is the only specialized high school that we have in Queens. And it's not okay to have the kids go and learn in basements. And this has been going on for decades, to my knowledge. So, but we still need to get more information. And the issue is we don't have enough space. There are other schools that also need to grow. And we will have to advocate for every school, not just for the specialized high school. Let's get the information and let's talk as a team how we can advocate for the specialized high school and for all the other schools that may or may not have claimed or shown an interest in getting into this building. I don't have that information right now. We have a month and I will get it to you. And then let's reassess and let's see if we can pass that resolution that I really wanted to pass, or if we have to revise it, or if we have to do an additional resolution in support of the other schools. Let's see. But this is in no way a withdrawal, because I am in full agreement with you. Talking about overcrowdedness, the class size committee has made some progress, and I want to share, and this was outside of the class size committee, but some of us met with Lynette Shelburne Barfield, the district director of the Office of the Speaker, Adrian Adams. And we met with her, and this is the first step in building relationship with politicians, because honestly, if we want to change things in our district, we have to up a little bit our advocacy efforts, because as I'm repeating myself, we are overcrowded. We have real issues. All of these buildings are going up. We try to implement the class size law. There is not enough space. So this was the first step. We haven't fully tapped into the potential that we have as the class size committee, and we will be doing that. We had a meeting this Tuesday. It was very successful, in my opinion. We have a really good relationship with our district team as well. So we want to tap into the potential that we have of the committee members. There are teachers, there are principals, there are community board members, there are interested parents, parent coordinators. So it's a really good composition. The UFT, the Borough Hall is part of it, and we want to make use of them and continue to advocate for places that we think can be either schools can be built or can be or schools can lease an annex or a building close by. I also want to share that we are planning to meet with the School Construction Authority because they are really key players here. They need to step up their game. We do have a questionnaire that I will be putting into the chat. Please fill it out. The SCA wants to get questions beforehand, and we will be submitting our questions, but we also want to ask you, the community, to give your ideas and suggestions. If you do know of an empty lot or space, put that in too. It may not evolve into a building, but who knows? It's important that we as a community work together. District 28 is large and huge, and it's hard to have our eyes everywhere. So we really need you, parents and community members, to help us with this. And I'm really looking forward to cooperating with you. I didn't attend any SLT meeting. It was a very busy month. I do have a couple of events that I will be posting for the Borough President's office. And I have one question in regards to AI. I have been using it myself and I'm learning, and I'm really also trying to see how it's evolving, and it really is. As an instructor myself, my students are also using it and not in the intended way. So my question is how, I mean, at my university, we have clear guidelines and rules. How is the DOE talking about those, like when students have an assignment and they just run it through ChatGPT instead of doing it themselves? How is the DOE doing? What are the rules or policies, and how are you, like, how do you find out? I mean, you can kind of, I because I have used it so often myself, I can read it. I kind of know when it's not human. Yes. But I can't prove it, of course. But how is the DOE handling situations like that?
So just quickly, yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, so just quickly to answer the question, because I don't want to take time, but the DOE has really been piloting the use of AI in our schools, and it has started with the staff first and foremost, so that the staff become familiar and comfortable and setting the norms and expectations within the schools that are using it on how they're going to use it and how they're teaching children to use it responsibly. Teachers know their kids, right? So they can clearly tell your voice versus the AI's voice, so to say, right? Voice. And so teachers are really good about understanding, like, you didn't write this. And so it's teaching students, yeah, it's very easy to see, right? But it's teaching students to use it as a tool. So I can say, write me an essay, right, about giraffes like you used before. However, unless you're prompting it very, very specifically and starting with your ideas first, it's more work, to be honest, like to use AI to do something for you unless you've prompted it just so. And that's really the work that we've been starting with students and staff, is around how to create an appropriate prompt for the AI. And really they're using it more so now for tools, like create a rubric, and these are the parameters of the rubric. So you have to be able to put certain parameters in, or it's going to give you back something that you might as well have just Googled, copied, and pasted it. So that's really the difference between like the AI and using it as a tool, and then, like you're saying, like I'm just spitting back a regurgitation of an essay to hand in. That's just the same thing as Google. So it's really, like I said, the DOE is in pilot stages. They are working with schools across the city to come up with what is the best way for this to work. And most AI resources are blocked in the DOE network. There are only certain approved websites and resources that are in general, not just AI, but there are only, and it's called IRMA approved, which means that that company has been vetted through the DOE. They are not using student information, things like that, privacy agreements, all of that. So there's very few AI resources that can be used in a school building that have not been DOE approved. Hope that helps.
So a couple of thoughts. I think it's also not a good thing, of course, when students are using it that way. That really does sound like it's like cheating, right? We have to be careful because teachers can start to now have that unconscious bias and start saying like, that couldn't be you're writing, right? So this is starting to really sound dangerous. But I just want to mention what that book was saying about the future. Like ideal state is if every teacher had the AI tool telling them what the student did or not do. So imagine if every student had access to this tool, and then the teacher gets almost a recap of how the student used the tool. So the tool is telling the teacher, I worked with this student to finish the essay. They started with some very original thoughts, and I actually had to help them with the grammar or and get very specific about what the student did get help on and what they didn't get help on. And whereas like there was an example of the AI tool saying, this student did nothing. I basically wrote the whole paper for them. So that's what I meant by, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool if in the future the technology can develop to that level of actually telling the teacher when the student is cheating and when they're not.
And just so you know, you can see a history, right? So I showed you
Yeah.
as an example with the Copilot, you can see that whole history. So
Exactly.
every time I put in my prompt, reprompt, all of that is there. And you can see every time it goes back and forth. So that's, yes.
We are working actively and it is changing, it is ongoing, but just in terms of the safety issues, we are thinking of all of this.
That's in the school.
Yeah, I just.
One second, I want to just kind of summarize. Deputy Vic just mentioned, Chief of Staff Vic. You guys couldn't hear him. I saw it wasn't lost sound. He's just really far. But what he mentioned was pretty much the district is working with Microsoft to really get ahead of this AI to help support kids from just asking questions that could even lead them to harm themselves, that we will be notified and there's things in place to kind of help assist, not allowing kids to just go off the rails. So the district is on it with Microsoft and they are working on things to help protect our children.
All right, thank you, Simone and company. Just want to add my own last 2 cents on on the part. As I said, like as a tech professional, and I do teach even at the. Trust me, if you think it's a problem with the younger kids, my grad students, I say it multiple times, and they send it back for me, and I've sometimes had to tell them that. But I do think that there's a lot of opportunities though, and I do hope as part of the district discussions and the central discussions that as well as teaching the schools how to use it well, that we're also teaching families how not to be afraid of it. Because we talk about the schools, we talk about the kids, but more often than not, it's the parents that are not able to tell sometimes whether the kid has done what they need to do, who are being, just having the wool pull over their eyes. So looking into building training for them, and looking at opportunities. I literally this last Saturday had the conversation with my grad students about the development of AI, almost like looking at the movie Hidden Figures and the way that they looked at a problem. The human computers were being replaced, and they took that opportunity to learn how to manage the system that was replacing them. And that's literally what we have to do with the AI now. I know many teachers, many college professors or so forth who take summer gigs to basically do workshops training those prompts, because the only way you can get back the information that she's showing on there, somebody has to train it. I'm from Grenada, 133 square miles, 100,000 people. If I put something that's culturally specific to me, it's not going to come back well from AI. So there's a lot of opportunity. And I think that teaching kids from early how to use those tools and stop giving necessarily recall assignments, but more synthesized assignments is one of the ways that we can, make it more palatable. Anyway, back to my actual role.
Okay, wait, one more, Dr. Benoit wanted to.
Okay.
Good evening again, everyone. I'm sorry you can't see me. I am in transit, but I realize that we're in May, and that means that we have two very important events coming up in D28 that I wanted to share on behalf of our schools. The first one is not open to the community, but it is our MBK, MSK end of year celebration. It's on May 21st. And it is to celebrate, the work of our scholars, the work that they've done throughout this year. And it'll happen, during the day. So we have 14 schools participating in our MBK MSK pilot. On that same day, on the 21st, we have our Final Four tournament. We have a basketball tournament, in case you didn't know, here in the Great 28. And the finals are going to take place at Queens College on May 21st at 4:30. So we really hope to see every single member of the CEC, all of the parents on the call here, come and root for our players. And this tournament has been organized by Principal Sforza. We want to thank him so much. And we want to thank all of our principals who are allowing and making this possible for all the teams to participate. So it's Wednesday, May 21st, Queens College, 4:30, Final Four tournament. Thank you so much for the extra time.
Thank you, Dr. Benoit. Okay, and continuing with our members, member Jennifer Silvers.
Thank you. I wanted to just save and excuse me if I sneeze, because I also have bad allergies like Julie. I am amazed at the presentation and the wonderful things that can be done with the AI. I hadn't known about them before. I do understand and the concerns that Pakita has and others may have too. And one thing that I think of is if we have some way to see what the students are doing on DOE devices, and there's certain apps that are restricted on DOE devices. I know students who have their own devices as well. So that would be my concern, is that they would just use their own devices and then, copy and paste onto their work. So I guess we have to just think about, this, how we can tap into this amazing resource, but then, still have the students think for themselves and be good writers and thinkers. But thank you for that presentation. It was amazing. I also wanted to give an update to last month's discussion about the cell phone tower installation in front of PS 144. That cell phone tower was installed. People just noticed it one morning, just installed. And this is consistent with other experiences in other parts of Queens. So PS 144 is added to the list of educational facilities with cell phone towers right outside of the premises. Governor Hochul announced that the New York lawmakers reached a deal with the cell phones bell-to-bell ban in all public schools. And I think that there are many parents, educators, school administrators that have welcomed efforts by the schools before this to ban cell phone usage during school. So thank you to any elected officials here tonight for the work and trying to iron out the details for the state budget in general, but then also this in particular. One issue I think parents would want to know is how they can connect with their children during an emergency at school. And so to the principals and administrators, I think it's comforting for parents to have precise information as to how they will be contacted in an emergency and how they can reach their children during the day if it's necessary. So for example, at Halsey, they have the Yonder pouches and they appear to be working pretty well with no major delays in the, coming and leaving school. I think personally, every time I've had to connect with my daughter at school, I had absolutely no difficulties. I called the school and we're connected. So I think that, if families just know that, listen, I can reach my child, I think a lot of people would also be on board with this. And with respect to my schools, I had the pleasure of sitting in on PS 55's SLT meeting this month. And it was just a well-run, interactive meeting. The principal and other administrators shared our updates of the many amazing things going on. For example, there were significant increases in student proficiency based on the iReady data. The school has a swim program, which not only helped with swimming, but also, and Dr. Blake, I think you would like this, there was 100% attendance on those swim days. And I think it really speaks to the importance of enrichment programming outside of the regular curriculum. Regular curriculum is vital, but students will look forward to these sorts of enriching programs. And so they're going to be at school and then they'll be more focused for their learning. The school also has its financial literacy classes. It's continuing its programming where the upper grade students teach or read to the lower school students as well. The Turbobos that I mentioned that are at PS 121, they're getting those there too. They have several sessions for small groups of students to foster expressing themselves in a safe place and help with socializing effectively. The school, as you mentioned, was recognized for the 2025 Respect for All, celebrating their commitment to fostering a safe and supportive learning environment. The school received full approval for its class size funding request, which was amazing news. What was most impressive, I thought, was, and I think if Ms. Rueda was on, she'd be happy too, was how the discussion of the CEP goals went. It was very interactive. The principal presented the CEP needs assessment worksheet, gave examples of suggestions, but then passed out the worksheets and asked for members to think about what can be added, what could be changed, and then they were going to come back and everyone would share out. And it was going to truly feel, I think, as if the SLT together worked on these goals, which serving on the SLT, I think it's important for parents to feel like their participation is as honored and respected as the school administrators as well. So I like that. I also, Paquita didn't mention it, but we also sat in at middle school S72's SLT meeting. Same thing. Principal Sandusky handed out the worksheets and asked, and they came to a consensus to to say, when are we going to talk about this? We're going to allot more time than usual so that we can make sure to really, work together to come up with a good plan. So kudos to all the principals who really strive to make this a reality. And those are all I have for today.
Thank you, Jennifer. Member Arizona Mechi is absent. Member Jada Crawford.
Good evening, everyone. I'd first like to say thank you for still allowing me to participate in this council, and the work that you guys are doing is really, really important for the community. And two main things. First, I'd like to add that Simone, you were mentioning the desire for a resolution for a new school. Actually, when I walk home from school to my bus stop with my friends every day, I pass by a building labeled new high school that they're building on 165th Street and Hillside Avenue. I don't know if it's affiliated with District 28, but I just like to put that out there. That could be a possibility for a new school that they're building out there. And secondly, for my members on the end of school year celebration committee, I'm going to talk to the person who's in charge of my school's multicultural club to see if we could have any middle schoolers get together and see if they could do a performance for it, because I didn't really get to reach out to anyone because we had testing for the state over the last few weeks, but we also had a recent Women's History show and a Black History showcase. So there could be some performance for that. So yeah, I'm just really happy to be here, and thank you guys.
Thank you, Jada. I'm back to you, President Meston.
All right, before I even do my report, I want to give our principal here in person, just to follow up on two questions that I was just listening to from some of our council members. Do you know how we teach children with dyslexia? Do you have an understanding on how to teach children with dyslexia?
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, so is this a trick question? Is it a pop quiz? There has been training for DOE staff. I know at PS 175, for example, there was a book club around it. And so, yes, there needs to be more specific training for school staff to be able to, if that's what you're alluding to, I agree with you. There has to be more training for school staff because dyslexia is a very, very specific situation, and it's not going to, and because you're living it with your child, your children, it can't just be we open the book and we just do more reading and you get better at it, because that's not what dyslexia is. So I do agree there has to be a universal screener, as Dr. Hall mentioned as well. There has to be a universal training program for teachers at each grade level, because that looks different at every grade level as well, right? We have early childhood, then we have the middle grades, and then we have middle school, and then high school. So what does that look like across our system to have the screener, the training, and then the support for the parents as well? So I agree with you. That is something we need to work on.
Awesome. We're on it. We're on it. And I have one more question. How do you think we can get parents to get in touch with their children that don't have cells in case of emergency?
So I'm just going to, I'm not even on camera, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that I will not be coming in person anymore, because this is what I get. No, I'm kidding. Feels like a hot seat right now. It's all good though. So parents want to get in touch with their kids during the day. So I think that oftentimes we're all overextending our use of our devices. we are guilty of it ourselves as adults. We can all agree with that, right? So I think that if we offer parents the opportunity, like if you really need to get in touch with your child, reach out to the school. That'll put pause on me as a parent to say, do I really need to get in touch with my kid that badly that I have to call the school? They got to get them out of the classroom. Like, I don't know that I really need to do that during the school day, right? So, but if you get to that point where you're like, this is emergent, I need to talk to my child, I'm pretty certain that any school would allow you to say, okay, let me get a message to the teacher, to the classroom. A lot of schools use apps for communication with parents. And so I know I've myself sent a message to the teacher saying, I forgot to tell my son he's not going to after school today. You know that, I know that, but can you make sure he knows that? And he doesn't even have a cell phone. So there is ways that we can communicate within the school day if we need to. To your point about the Yonder pouches, my daughter is in high school now, but she did go to Russell Sage and they had the Yonder pouches. And at first, as a parent, I felt like, what's happening here? Why are we doing this? But then I was like, okay, this is okay. What do I need to call her during the day for? She doesn't need me. I don't need her. And I will tell you that she, you know, the children were upset at first, but she did tell me about a month into using the Yonder pouches that she respected and appreciated the fact that the school made her break away from her phone during the day. She was like, this is good thing. This is a good thing. So it's us again with the AI, with the phones, with everything. It's the adults that have the stress. So
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So for my report, I will make this as concise. So this past meeting from last month to this month, I assisted with putting together a neurodiversity event with our borough president that was at Borough Hall on April 12th. And it addressed a lot of needs that parents and children and people with special needs, like getting all the support in one room. So, you know, Include NYC was there, OPWD, and all these other organizations that can provide support. So I like how elected officials see the need in our communities and are putting together events. And I was able to like help them and collaborate in any support that they needed. And then I'm the liaison for 161, 175, 206, and Queens Gateway. And I was able to visit 3 out of my 4 schools. And that was amazing. At first, I went to Principal Holder at 161. She had like coffee with the principal, but it wasn't coffee. It was pancakes. It was turkey bacon and beef bacon, and it was eggs. And I was just like stuffed with fruits. And I was just like, this is amazing. We had great conversation. The school is doing so great. Parents were there and they were talking about all the things that are great. And we didn't get to do a walkthrough because I had to go to work later. And we just had so much fun. But one of the concerns she had was that she has like about 100 IEP students, and she's been in request of an IEP teacher, and it's been falling deaf ears to her. But speaking with the district, it's beyond the district, and it's something that we are helping her to fight with Central to kind of see why she can't get that. And it's been like 3 years in the making. And next, I had stopped at 175. Again, they fed me. They had muffins, they had fruits and waters and juice. I was like, I could do this every month. So that was phenomenal. I met their U of T rep, their what you call it, parent coordinator, their PTA president, and another parent, and the principal, which was phenomenal. Hint, hint. She's here. And it was great. The enrichment programs made me just drop my jaw. When I saw what these kids were building in wood class, what they were baking in their other enrichment program, the languages that they were learning, and I just saw all the possibilities that kids were experiencing from pre-K to 5th grade. It made me look at my kids a little different. Like, I'm holding you guys back. Y'all need to start cooking. Y'all need to start doing way more just because I saw, and the parents loved it. I saw the support and I saw the happiness in the students and the kids, and they were doing like robotics. And, you know, we went to 3D printing, which now brought up an issue. So their 3D printer was not working, not because they did anything wrong, It's because the vendor hasn't been paid from Central. Now, a lot of vendors have not been wanting to work with the DOE because they don't get paid. These are mom and pop shops. They got to stay open for business, making clothing, doing different programs, and then you can't get paid by the DOE. And it hurt the students that they have this machine that could do wonders that's just sitting there. Fortunately, they got it back on. Unfortunately, a teacher had to come out of her own pocket to pay that vendor to turn it on for the rest of the school year. And now the school is reimbursing back the teacher. That's totally unfair to the students, to the teachers, to the school, that they have to go above and beyond just to do what the DOE already said they were going to do. So breaking commitments is something that I've been running into with my school visits. Then I went to 206, Principal Fishburne. Great school, walked around this school, and it was just like, wow, night and day. Like, I love my district. Like the school, the students, they have really good horizon programs at that school. And those stood out to me just because I saw the kids learning, and the teachers were happy, the students were happy, and Miss Fishburne, she was just happy as well. And the one thing that she was saying, the students and families feel so safe that the parents don't be showing up as much. So she's like, hey, I wish I got some more parent engagement, because y'all just drop your kids off, know that they're good hands, and y'all don't come back. So it's like, that's interesting. Like, you feel so good that you don't come back. But I really love the visits. I really love the principles of what they're doing and the leadership that they're showing and how it's resonating with everyone else. And I just look forward to doing more for our district and our community, because this is the best district. It is great for none other than everything that I said. So thank you. All right, we're towards the end of our meeting. So I just want to give this time to see if there was any Spanish comment.
No comments on,
Spanish
on the
interpreters?
Spanish. No comments on the Spanish line.
No problem, no problem. All right, and just want to let me see. I just want to let everyone know our next meeting is June 12th. We had voted because we did not want to interrupt the celebration of Eid to our Muslim community. So we
Interrumpir la
meeting
celebración
to June
musulmán
12th for next month.
June
Other than that,
15th.
I would like to say it is
Aparte de eso, quisiera
8:45.
decir que son las
And we had a
8:45.
great meeting.
Tuvimos una gran
Thank
reunión.
you. Oh, a motion. Let's do a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Una moción a
And we got
aplazar
second in 2
la
seconds.
reunión a
So
una
thank
segunda.
you. Meeting
Gracias.
adjourned. Yes, thank you for coming out.
Gracias por haberse presentado.
Meeting to order. Please turn on the recording. Thank you. And it's 9:05, calling the meeting to order. Would our recording secretary please do roll call?
President Quentin Messersohn.
Here.
First Vice President Lauren Clavin.
Here.
Second Vice President Utah Chen.
Here.
Recording Secretary Latifah Lewis here. Treasurer Tanya Went.
Here.
Member Julissa.
Here.
Member Luzal.
Here.
Member GK Calionaro.
Yeah.
Member Paquita Williams.
Here.
Member Simone Dunbar.
Here.
Member Jennifer Sobers.
Here.
Member Arizu Tamichi, absent. Member Jada Crawford.
Here.
Thank you.
Great. Lauren, could you please give us the absentee forms update?
Yes. So first, GK was not with us last meeting. He was at another event in the district. Does anyone object to excusing that absence? No. Okay. And Quentin, we didn't, oh, do I need to make a motion to vote on that? Are we good? Okay.
No.
Just make a motion to excuse it, and if there's no dissension, then it's excused.
Yeah, so making a motion to excuse GK's absence from April's meeting.
Second.
Okay. And then we had tabled Julie's absence from March. She had actually submitted the form. All is well with that. And I'd like to make a motion to excuse Julie's absence.
Second.
Thank you. There's no objections, we can proceed. And Arzu submitted her form for March's meeting. And I would like to make a motion to excuse unless there are any objections.
Second.
Okay, and then Quentin, I don't know what the status of Jada's absence for the prior month's meeting. I don't know if we get a form or if we need to.
Yes, I was absent because I was attending a volunteer event for the colleges in Queens high schools. There was a college fair.
Yeah.
I was absent. Sorry, I didn't get to fill out the form, so I'm gonna do it right now. Mr. Quentin was also there.
Yes.
I was just gonna add that. Yes, I'll touch on that as well. Yeah, just fill out the form. I spoke with Jada earlier. She knows about the forms. She's gonna update the forms and send them so we can acknowledge them as well.
Great. So should we deal with that at next month's meeting, or do we want to?
Yeah, we could do it next month.
Okay, so I make a motion to table that to next month.
Second.
All right.
All right, thank you. So since we're throwing names, GK was there too. We were all there.
Everyone's
Yes, but next we have our minutes.
These were sent out before, so does anyone have any objection? Does anyone want to make a motion to accept?
Second to accept.
No, I make a motion. Okay, thank you, Simone. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Quentin.
Great. Those meetings look like somebody used AI. Oh no. I don't know. No, I'm just playing. Well done. Awesome. Right now we want to discuss our end of the year celebration. Now I know I put it in an email just to remind everybody that May 30th is our end of the year celebration. And I just want to reiterate, this is our time to shine. Like, we've been working hard, we're raising our own kids, we're going through all these testings right now, and we're feeling the pressure. End of the year is almost coming, and we all want our kids to do good, and we need to take time for ourselves. May 30th is us being celebrated for the work that we've done. And I feel like it's more than important, it's imperative that we just make the time and the day for ourselves to just show up. We made it this far just to keep this energy and just like ignite another fuel of motivation and inspiration to just show up for these families and celebrate with these families. Like, we're famous to other people. When I go certain places and they tell me about our district, they know about us in other districts because we're doing it right. Not saying anybody's not, but we really hold a standard that other people respect all around the city. And I love the fact that we're taking the time out to be acknowledged for it. And the U of T had their education event, and it was on the same day as our event, but we didn't know about it, and they didn't let us know, and then they brought it up, and now we're just going to have them as part of our agenda because they were like, we can't compete with District 28's end of year celebration because they know that the community stands behind us, the district stands behind us, and them as well. And it was just like they just would rather do it with us. Not it's our event. They'll rather attend and they want to celebrate some teachers at our event to be on our agenda instead of just trying to have a totally different event on a different day. So I really, really just love you guys. We've become a family this last 2 years. I just don't want us to end without that high that we've created. So I just want to bring that up. But is there any other topics? No, wait, we do have topics. For the end of the year committee, let me start with you guys. We've been putting together our performances. So I want to start with Pakita, who's on the end of the year committee, end of year celebration committee. Do you have an update with your performance?
Did you say me?
Yes.
Yeah, and you want to know about the performance?
Yeah,
Okay,
give us an
so
update.
again, well, I reached out to the schools, like I hope you saw my email, a gentle reminder. Like I said, I don't want to push and become annoying. And well, I got back from PS80. They have a dance troupe, and I've seen the young students perform, and they give an amazing show. So they have confirmed names, the name of the dance troupe, and and so on. So we have that. So I'm just waiting for the other two schools. I will probably reach out. I want to say tomorrow again as a gentle reminder. I don't want to be annoying because since I am retired, I will be at your doorstep every day in your school, looking, inspecting, asking questions about what I heard. So I don't want to do that. Like I said, I don't want to annoy because people are working. You got the test time, and you have this, you have that, and that's all that's going on over here. I also want to just share with the committee, with the CEC, when I gave that date as the 30th, I didn't know I was going to be on a cruise for 7 days. So I'm going to try and make it. I hope I'm back in the morning. But if not, I'll be on the ship. No. I don't know. This is my first cruise. So I'm leaving on the 23rd. What is it? Oh God. Symphony of the Sea. I hope I'm saying it right. Don't let me teach the kids to read. Symphony of the Sea. So this is my first cruise. It's in the Caribbean and various islands. So I'm really excited about that. But hopefully I'll be back. And if I am, I'll probably be able to help with the cleanup and not set up. But was I supposed to say that here on this platform, right?
It's up to you how much you want us to know.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be on the cruise. Anybody have any ideas what I should do? Now I can look up AG.
Yeah, well, thank you.
AI, but thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
I know, right? Well, next, we got GK.
Okay, I got it. So I reached out to 4 of my schools. 2 of them responded, both for the graduation certificates and the art, which I think I forwarded to Julie. 2 others, somewhat stubborn, I'll reach out to them. One of them is, this is not being recorded, is it? It is. One of them has always been difficult. The middle school, I forget the number, and I'm happy I forget the number because even Vic says that principal can be difficult. So I hope this is all being recorded. But shut up. So so I'll work on those 2 schools. But nobody has yet said they want to do anything in person at all there, but I keep you posted.
All right, and Julie?
So I got the artwork from GK. I feel like I got it from one other person. Sorry, I'm still going through my emails.
Did you get 2 from me?
2 from you? Okay. So those schools sent a batch of artwork but there's no student names. And I thought the whole point is let's try to give some recognition to the individual artists, right? So I just hit reply all. I hope it's okay. And I just said, would you like to provide the first and last name to the school? First and last name and grade. And I just told them to do it like this. And I was very explicit, like in the actual JPEG file, they could put the first, last name and grade in the actual file, or just give me the file name and then equals and the student. So I want to make it as easy as possible for them to convey this. If they don't, then it'll just say the school for each art piece of art. The first name, okay. Right, but yeah, I'll take them and put a nice PowerPoint presentation together. I won't be on a cruise, so I think I'm gonna make it. So I think my question is, so when I put this PowerPoint presentation together, who's in charge of making sure that there's a laptop and projector at the actual site? Is that you?
No,
GK?
nobody told me.
Is that you? The school. The school, so.
Getting us the screen, the technology, the audio.
So
the
as
video.
long as we just email that PowerPoint file, they'll make sure it's displaying throughout,
And we're
rotating
gonna
on
do a
rotation.
site visit the week before just to confirm everything as well with the
Yeah,
specs and
I'm excited about like people walking by and just seeing some artwork
I tried to
flashing.
be a copy, but you didn't copy me. You didn't reply.
I hit reply all.
But
That's
I'm
weird.
not- I'm not
Okay.
copied.
I didn't hit send. I didn't hit send.
Oh,
I drafted it. Multitasking, and then I end up forgetting what I'm doing. That's how it is these days. I had one more question and then I can't remember. So are you all asking your schools for similar email of the files? When is the last date so that I can just plan on when I'm? Oh.
Because you're gonna put it together, right? But do like 2 that.
And the real one, right? Okay. So why don't we make the first one May 15th? Give everyone 2 weeks, and then really I'll accept them till 20, like,
Don't tell us.
whenever that they need it. Because I'm sure that's really the real deadline. Okay. All right, any questions on how this is all gonna work? Okay. As for performance, in my daughter's school, there's an incredible 3rd grader who can play violin. Let's use it as a backup, I can ask, that mom is gonna say yes if that child can go, because she loves having her daughter perform. But she's incredible for a 3rd grader because her mom was a traveling, concert violinist, so it's in the family. It's in the DNA.
So why wouldn't you use it, not as a backup,
why not?
Do you want me to ask? Okay, doesn't hurt, right, to ask? We had a talent show and she really just stood out as she's 3rd grade. She dedicates so much time to violin. So I think, and there's a lot of pianists in our school, including my daughter, who are good, but I imagine there's no piano there. So that's why I'm thinking logistically, the violin is really easy to just.
Yeah.
Would they be able to wheel in a piano? Because if she can't make it, then the next one is a piano performer. A 5th grader was also incredible. in our school. So those two people.
Thank you, Julie. And Simone.
I don't have any updates.
No.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah, I haven't heard back from my schools. I think I need to ask again. I mean, I did send a follow-up, but I have to check in again and maybe check in a little bit more. But yeah, let's leave it there. No
No
updates.
problem.
Sorry.
No problem. It's okay. And we got Natipa.
So I actually need additional follow-up.
Okay.
I sent out, I did indicate I was a little bit, distressed. So I am going to follow back up. There was, one of my schools that I was hoping who had, like I said initially, wanted to do it last time and, because of the situation, it was canceled. I'm going to follow back up with their principal. I did send a message that I didn't get a response, but it was a lot was going on with them at that point, so.
Noted.
And yeah, definitely for the art part, I have not sent over art.
Okay. No problem. We're all working on it. And Doris with Kia and myself. But before I even get to myself, you Kyle?
I said, have any, the schools that.
Okay. And Tanya?
I also
have no update.
Sorry.
I sent out initial requests to all of the schools, and I'm gonna follow up soon, just to and put a little bit of a deadline on there to, maybe get a little bit more feedback quicker.
Lou.
Yeah, I sent an email to each of the school, but I haven't heard anything back. You're actually doing that at least, so.
Okay. Let me see. We got Lauren.
I have no updates on that.
I just want to also say.
Oh, it's me?
I'm sorry.
Lauren.
Sorry, you guys didn't hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. I'll keep it short and simple. I have no update on that. Thanks.
All right, Pakita.
Okay, I just want to share one more thing with PS80. I do believe I sent in the parent that they want to recognize also. And let me see. Oh, their graduation is on the 25th. So I think they did send it in for the certificate, I remind them. So, but I know the graduation is on the 25th. And they would love the certificate. I think that's it.
No problem.
Is it May 25th or June?
June. All right, and yes. Oh yeah, but we're gonna. Yeah, that's a different part. We're about to get on that. Yeah, she brought that up. But Jada.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to Jada.
What major update? So I'm going to get to my teacher about talking to the middle schoolers to see if they could put together a performance from the Women's History Showcase.
Beautiful. Awesome. And Principal Nicole from 811Q, she's excited to put together a performance. So I'm just waiting for the details of that, but they are really excited to actually put on a performance on our day, May 30th. The date works for them. They're just trying to see what they can put together. So as soon as I get that information, I will share it, but they are very excited to perform for the district as well. So yeah, let's keep following up. If anybody needs help following up, I'm here, and we want to just give every school and every community the opportunity to just be seen within our district. So we just want to make sure we do our part. We might not get 100%, but as long as we give 100%, then that's more than enough. So next, any other questions on that? All right, next I wanna ask Tanya to give us an update of the awards list and see how many have submitted so far.
I'm looking at it right now. We've got 13 submissions thus far.
13 submissions. Let's go.
For graduation,
Yeah, awards.
Yes.
I'm not in there.
No. So it's something else we want to remind all these schools to submit these awards and check out the graduation dates, because what better time that it could be for the students, for the school, for us to show up and give out these awards. We might not work with all our dates. We have our own children, maybe graduating, different things. But if you can and show up for at least one and hand these awards to the families, to the students, I know it's going to be life-changing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually excited to see all these kids get these awards. But any other questions about the awards?
None of us can make it.
Yeah.
The school just has.
Yeah.
The awards. Okay, put it on behalf.
Yeah, it'll get got. Like, we're good.
Just information. I used to be like you now, the liaison for Halsey. And because they are such a big school, they are always out of space, and so they asked me not to come. Yeah, but yeah, I know. I'd rather have a grandmother see her grandchild graduate than take up that space.
Yeah.
So it's not time to clean up. Oh, yeah, I didn't have space.
They drew to the stadium in St. John's, right?
I know, but they didn't have space. That's fine.
Sometimes
Hold on, Dorinda.
Small, I know, but they did. Middle school you asked them to hand out, what they said was they'd rather their own give out, not you.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think it was
Oh,
space unless they told you that.
Someone else said, oh, it's really proud of it, and I thought, okay.
When they say that too, but sure one will, I've gotten replies from a couple of the here, they were super excited about it.
Awesome. But yeah, let's just see. Some will, some won't, some won't. So what? Some will. That's the saying. So yeah.
We do a little correct.
We do our part. We give them 100, and that's all we gotta do. All right. So we know about the awards. Yep, you gotta. All right, yeah, it's Special Education Committee. That's coming up. Who wants to drop knowledge on the Special Education Committee? I could say something, but I could give an update. Okay.
Do more.
Yes, no, with the Special Education Committee meeting, we've had the list. We've sent the list out. We got our questions together, and now we're talking to the person that we really want to get in touch with. We spoke with Stacy for CSE, but now the question that we kept getting for CPSE, those are the ones getting unanswered. Those are the visitors that we had. So now we're in touch with Jennifer Lozano, who is the head of that department, who was out on disability before, but now she's back at work, light duties. She could do virtual. She's now responding to us, and she's going to be answering the questions. So we're all in an email thread, and we sent it to her, all the questions, and we're following up. So our next meeting could actually address the concerns and the questions that our parents have directly from where the questions are coming for. So it's like, we can't keep having Stacy talk about what she can talk about, and we're leaving out all these families that have questions concerning like what's before, Stacy. So I'm excited about that. We're getting feedback and we're holding them accountable. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's what we're doing right now with the update. And we're putting all that together. So we'll keep you guys posted. Special Education Committee. And what do we have next? Let's see. I know reimbursements, we need to have our reimbursements by June 13th. So everybody who is still getting reimbursement or requesting reimbursement, please fill out the paperwork. We do not want to wait till the last minute. We want to get everything done. We do not want to throw Tanya a million emails and myself and Dorinda. No, we have enough time to knock this out, and we should, before even our end of year celebration, at least be caught up with May. So there's more than enough time. If you need some help, it's fillable. online. But if you need some extra help filling it out, just let us know, and one of us could help support somebody who might need help filling it out. And let's see. Unless you don't want it, let us know that too. I say you came this far, you might as well. Let's see. The next meeting is going to be June 12th, not June 5th, because we voted on it. And everybody remembers that vote because we want to acknowledge the holiday. And I think we've been going through everything. Is there any other business that I might have not have mentioned that anybody wants to bring up? Yes, go ahead, Tanya.
I was just gonna say, in terms of the reimbursements as well, like, I went back and checked, okay, this is what I submitted, is that what I got? Double check it, because I was like, wait, I didn't get that thing, I didn't get 1 month, and it was like, oh, Rita looked into it, oh, you didn't get it because you missed something, or they're not gonna pay you until you fix it, so we don't want the committee next year to be dealing with what we dealt at the beginning of this year, which was to issue a payment to somebody who had already gone and said, I never got it. So you don't want to have to, be dealing with it. So if you really care about it, just check it. Check to make sure you got what you thought you should have, and bring it up now. So fix it now.
How do we know? How long from when we submit to?
Can I ask that Doreen help speak on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doors can get submitted, they can sign the form, but we printed them out,
Yeah.
they'll sign it, and then tomorrow I'll log it in. And it takes a while.
It does.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Whole city.
Quickly.
Does it come in the mail?
It comes in the mail.
It comes in the mail,
Yeah.
check in the mail.
Paper,
Email,
snail mail.
DOE.
Gotcha. No.
Huh? No,
No.
they don't take taxes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
make it do that. Right?
All right. Last thing I did forget to mention, but save it for the end, our parent awards. Who has not nominated a parent?
I want to, but I
Right.
permission for the one who received it.
Oh, you got it.
One from every school?
No, it's just one parent that you want to acknowledge. Right.
One?
Yes.
Oh, right.
What?
No, two, right?
Y'all did too?
Think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
One per member.
Yes.
Recognized, it's
Yeah.
not one member from all of us, vote.
No. One from.
From each school, I heard.
No, you remember.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Fine,
Can you nominate yourself?
I think like we don't want to take another award. We're getting awards already. Yeah. But yeah, we're getting an award for our service. But it's like if you know a parent, anybody could be a parent in the school, PTA president or PTA, it could be anybody in the school that you feel, deserve this award for their hard work and their effort. And yeah, the community, any parent.
I want to be recognized from last year. What is it, Jada?
Oh, Jada.
Pacific J.
Hello. Sorry, I just wanted to mention for the absentee and reimbursements forms, where do you access them? Because I was going through my emails and I couldn't find them.
That should
We'll resend it to you. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
And don't forget, for you as well, everything we're talking about, if you know a parent that deserves that award, let us know.
Me.
Vakita.
Here.
All right,
Okay.
Simone. Oh, like a team instead of a person? Oh, well, it's one award.
Like all of the.
So you want the award to say this team?
Just to recognize
in appreciation of the volunteer work they've been doing.
So it's like a group of parents, but a team.
Instead of one person.
I-
I don't know, I'm just throwing it out.
Like-
I think that should be okay.
Yeah, I'm.
I
That's-
mean, it goes
prize
into
piece.
to the number of
Piece prize,
things that
right?
she's printing and.
Oh,
stuff
no,
like
it'll
that.
still be
Not for
one.
each-
It'll be
not for
one
each
certificate.
parent one, just the one
be-
share one.
Yeah,
I
share
think
one.
that's- That makes
Hold
sense.
on.
But it's a group they have.
No, I.
I mean, my whole part from like keeping it equitable.
No, thank you. That's a great idea. Thank you for that. Even though you already have a parent that you put in, so it's like, what? What's she talking about? So
It's not a name.
no problem.
For the nomination, do you write a speech or some kind of a paragraph to give?
Oh.
Give out the award or?
I, I wasn't thinking about that, but I guess if you have something to say, concise and quick, just to give the award.
20 seconds.
20 seconds sounds good, to acknowledge the parent. That sounds good. If it's something like why you chose the parent, I don't see no reason why that shouldn't be said. Like acknowledge the person why you.
Did you guys tell you?
No.
Oh.
Oh,
I was the secret.
oh wait.
I did.
I didn't.
I did tell.
That's why I asked.
Huh?
You want to be there?
Yeah, like wait. Yeah, kind of like wait. I'm kind of confused. Wait. But don't we want them to come?
Yeah, that's what I invite them, but they don't necessarily.
Oh, they don't want to get an award, so just invite them.
And you can surprise them.
Invite them.
Right before.
No. Last year was a pleasant surprise, so.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
But honestly, you.
Yeah, go ahead. Dorinda.
Tanya, weren't you one of the parent that got an award
No,
2 years ago?
no.
You were on my list. I
Yes,
did it. You guys had you. By not updating. That.
No, that was when it's. So we can find. No,
I need to tell them.
Yes.
Right, 2 years later.
No problem. So we're gonna get Dorinda a template. So since you came up with the idea, do you have a template in mind, Natifa? You didn't? We'll work on it together. We can work on it. All right, Natifa and I will work on a template that we could send every parent that we nominate that's gonna get an award. No, Dorinda's gonna send it. We'll work on a template to give Dorinda so she could get the names on it so we could let them know that, hey, congratulations, you've been nominated to receive this award and you better come. Something like that, in the nicest way, So, all right. But other than that,
Motion to close
yeah, motion to end the meeting and
at 9:45.
yeah, that was, I second your motion. Yes. So I'm setting a motion to close, to adjourn the meeting.
What's her name?
Second, so it's 9:43 p.m. Thank you, council members, and I will see you later.
I guess I did it by email.